ドジャースの大谷翔平選手は日本時間9月18日、本拠地で行われたフィリーズ戦に1番 DH で出場をしました。昨日の試合で50本塁打、50奪三振の新50-50の MLB 記録を作った大谷選手。この日は3点リードの8回の第4打席、相手のルサルド投手に対し2ボール2ストライクからの6球目、打った瞬間、ファン総立ちの第51号本塁打を放ちました。打球速度 107.8 マイル、約 173.5 キロ、打球角度32度、飛距離408フィート、約 124.4 メートルの本塁打に、試合後のフィリーズ側の地元局は、大谷選手の話題で持ちきりに。ここからは、その様子を字幕付きでご紹介します。
A season after becoming baseball's first player ever with 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in a season, Shohei Ohtani created a new 50-50 club last night. 50 homers and 50 strikeouts as a pitcher in the same season, something no one had ever done before. The only other 50-homer hitter with any strikeouts was Babe Ruth, who struck out 3 batters back in 1921. And last night, Shohei said him pitching and relief has actually come up in conversations. He even added that he would be open to playing the outfield in October as well. Right now, let's head back inside the stadium. Kirsten joins us again live with more on Shohei. Hi there, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Yeah, so it has absolutely come up in conversation, whether it's been Shohei Ohtani coming in as the closer as the game, coming in relief, potentially as a bulk relief guy, what that would mean when it comes to the Shohei Ohtani rule with him, if they would have to lose the DH, if they had him come in relief, would that mean he might have to stay and play the field? So these have all come up in conversation. Dave Roberts today, though, he was asked about it and just how serious this could be and if they've really dived into what it would look like if he were to either come in relief or potentially play the outfield. Here's what Dave Roberts had to say.
Right now, I don't have an answer. I know that we are going to be talking about it, but yeah, I just think that, I think the one thing you can say, though, is that we've used him once every 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days in between his last start. So to think that now it's feasible for a guy that's just coming off, what he's done last year or didn't do last year, to then now put him in a role that's very, very unique, because he's a very methodical, disciplined, routine-driven person. So, the pen is a complete opposite, right? So you potentially could be taking on risk, and we've come this far, certainly, with the kid gloves and managing them. So it's a very fair question, Jack. I just don't know how it could play out, but it's something we're all talking about kind of to make it work.
What would it take to get Shohei ready to play the outfield if that was for you guys?
I don't know if it's a pipe dream, but it's very commendable from Shohei. But there's just, I think that what happens is that there's a lot of moving parts too. He would have to take on more load as far as kind of being an outfielder to then pitch. And then you have to get somebody who hasn't DH or kind of a platoon situation and get them to DH and try to get the feel of that, which is not easy. So it's like there's a lot of variables, but to know that he can potentially run out there, it's great. Maybe just in theory, but again, I love him for even throwing that out there.
Is it fair to say that is that on your radar at all?
No.
So like Dave Roberts said, him playing the outfield, not on his radar right now. The thought of him potentially coming out of the bullpen, it's something that they are considering. They are being very mindful, though, just considering when you look at his start dates, even his last one, it was yesterday. The one before that was in Baltimore, so he had 10 to 11 days before his last outing. He had typically been on a once-a-week schedule. So with Shohei Ohtani, if they were to move him to the bullpen, and first there was conversation that it could be true, but it's something they might want to try before the end of the season, or they could go with it because he's done it in the World Baseball Classic, guys.
All right, we'll have to wait and see how this all shakes out, Kirsten. Thank you very much. Well, Alex, you were traded here on deadline day, July 31st. You had been here about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, boom, you hit the longest home run by any Dodger this season, 453 feet. So I want to ask, did you get a picture of that graphic? Because as you know, recently in San Francisco, Shohei did you 1 foot better at 454.
Yeah, that stings. I thought I was, going to have that nugget for all year. It would have been the greatest trivia question of all time. who had the longest home run for the Dodgers in 2025. But, you know, maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe I got one more in me. But I doubt it. Yeah, I did take a picture. I saw, you know, a screenshot of it, and I posted on X, and I think I had, like, you know, 500,000 people basically look at that tweet. So it was pretty cool just to have that, you know, and I'm sure I'll frame that and put it in my basement someday.
I want to follow up as we were talking about your home run. We were just talking about the one in Colorado. You had a bomb yesterday here, too. And when you get those, I've seen you. We hit it, you put your head down, and you just start going, no problem, even though you know you got it. But when you have a walk, I mean, you have a bat drop when you walk. Do you realize what you're doing? Is that just reaction because you're so locked in and excited? But there's a nice little bat drop and hit when there's a walk as compared to your home run.
Yeah, you know, I like to have a little bit of fun with it. You know, I don't hit as many home runs as, you know, Shohei or some of those guys, obviously. But I do walk a lot, and I take pride in walking. I used to, you know, think walking was lame. But then I kind of made the viewpoint of, you know, on-base percentage is good, and walk is just as good as a hit is kind of how I started to frame my mindset. And so, you know, just have a little bit of fun with it. I kind of like, I take the pitch and it's like, all right, it's out of my hands and I'm walking to first base. And so it's just kind of my little thing. You know, walks are fun too, is kind of my motto.
Well, you bring great energy, great passion as well. We love all the showmanship that you provide, and hopefully you do go 455 and you can one-up Shohei. You never know. I mean, I'm just saying, going to put it out there into the universe. Shohei Ohtani has now started a second 50-50 club. Last night hit his 50th home run, becoming the first player ever to hit 50 homers and have 50 strikeouts as a pitcher in the same season. And Nomar, it's kind of hard for me to process what we're even talking about because it sounds absurd that a player could do this. And as someone like yourself that played this game at the highest level, what kind of appreciation do you have for what we're watching nightly?
Well, John, I think he just really likes bobbleheads, and he wanted to have a new one for next year, a different one that says 50-50 to change it all up. Right. So that's real. I mean, Shohei is really about just pleasing the fans, and he does that on a daily basis. And yes, as a fan, I really do appreciate and marvel at what he's doing, still going out there, doing it both on the mound and at the plate.
You know, it's amazing. I wish Don Newcombe had this type of opportunity because Don Newcombe back in the day could swing that thing. But make no mistake about it, what Shohei Ohtani is doing offensively on the mound, what we saw last night, 5 innings, that's a great lineup the Phillies had, and he had them baffled. And oh, by the way, it goes about 455 feet. Incredible athlete, but not only is he a great athlete, he's polished on the pitching side, hitting side as well. We're watching truly something special.
So maybe next year he'll have 50-50-50. He could steal 50 bags, hit 50 homers, 50 strikeouts.
This is what I want. This is what I want. Okay, Shohei is listening. He's watching right before he takes the field. At some point, Shohei, in a game, he's going to hit a bomb, come in, play the outfield, hold somebody at the plate, and in the 9th inning come in and close the game. That's going to happen. Save the tape. Shohei.
And steal a base in the game, too.
Save it.
Let's do a little MVP comparison because we have probably the top 2 candidates for the National League MVP in this game. The reigning MVP, Shohei Ohtani, against Kyle Schwarber. It might be tough to supplant Shohei Ohtani.
And there's no question about it. I mean, he's as talented a player as I've ever seen, to be quite frank with you, T-Mac. His ability to do what he does, not just with the bat, but also on the mound is pretty special. I mean, you see the OPS at over 1,000, which is amazing. He has another 50 home run season, which also is quite extraordinary. He is a unicorn. There's no question about it. There's very, very few people, if any, who have done anything like this since Babe Ruth. And you have to be impressed by the way he threw the ball yesterday against the Phillies. He was dominant in 5 innings. I think the Phillies were pretty happy about him coming out of the game because he was dealing at a rate that I haven't seen him throw this well for a couple of years.
Only 1 base runner allowed. It was a walk. Now Kyle Schwarber. Where would the Phillies be without Kyle Schwarber and Trey Turner this year? 53 home runs. He's 5 away from Ryan Howard's franchise record, matching Ryan Howard's franchise record. It's an impressive OPS also. He leads in RBIs. Of course, he leads the National League and is second in Major League Baseball in home runs. It's going to be a really cool battle.
There's no question about it, and I've been so impressed by his development as an overall hitter, not just a slugger. You see the numbers on the OPS at 943 and the 128 RBI in the 2-hole. That's not easy to do, and he's been such an inspiration to this ball club on and off the field. That's the most impressive thing to me.
Well, I think you could compare it to Ohtani, who's the leadoff hitter who doesn't have anywhere near the same RBIs.
Right.
All right, our IQ of Baseball brought to you by the Cadillac Optic MVP voting. Only the Baseball Writers of America members vote for the annual awards in each league. 2 writers from each MLB city are selected. Writers from National League cities vote for National League awards, and American League cities for AL awards. Now, let's go all the way down to for the MVP. Voters rank their top 10 players. First place votes are worth 14 points. Second place votes are worth 9, and so on, down to 1 point for 10th place. And then they tabulate the whole thing, and they decide who the National League and the American League MVPs are.
Ohtani, the last crack at extended his on-base streak right here. Same thing for Mookie Betts coming up. Both those guys 0 for 3. Another game where Luzardo gives up a few runs early and then settles in. Retired the final 22 that he faced last week. Ohtani smashes a ball right center field. It is gone in 51. He's homered in back-to-back games. He's hit 51 for the year after 54 in his first year with the Dodgers.
Number 51, 2 strikes, a sweeper left hanging. Shohei Ohtani has another run for the Dodgers here at the top of the ninth.
How about this? Luzardo will start the 8th inning, maybe just for this one batter, Ruben. Shohei Ohtani, right?
I think so. Just as going to face one lefty, hopefully get him out.
Phillies do have bullpen action behind him. Appearances.
Fernando Mania.
Yep. 2-2, hit in the air, right center field, hit well. Bader is back, and it is gone. 51 home runs. 4-0 Dodgers. Uh-oh was right.
Dodgers efforting insurance in the 8th. Here comes the 2-2. Ohtani with a high drive, right center field. This ball is gone. How's that for insurance? Number 51 on the season for Shohei Ohtani. He's coming home to make it 4-0 Dodgers.
Well, Luzardo was in there probably to face just one batter. That was Ohtani. That did not work out, at least not for the Phillies. For the Dodgers, it worked out.
With Kevin Stocker, I'm Scott Fransky with you from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. 3-0 Dodgers lead it. And the pitch to Ohtani. He hits one high and deep. Right center. It's on its way. And that ball is gone. Number 51 for Ohtani. 4-0 Dodgers as Ohtani now with 2 lifetime hits off Luzardo, and they are both home runs.
Luzardo there to see Ohtani for a 4th time.
Oh, that was his last hitter, just left on left. And, he'd hit him pretty good all night. Just slider in the middle, 2-2 slider in the middle of the plate, jump runs.
Maybe it wasn't by design, but I mean, you avoided having Strom face Ohtani at all in this series. Is that just a timing thing, or was it?
No, I think it wasn't by design. It was just how it worked out, really.
You guys could face each other again in the postseason, some round. I don't know which round it might be, but you must like how you guys match up against them in winning the season series. Just what you've seen.
Well, two really good clubs, and we've played well against them, so that's a good sign. Whether we match up well or not, that's to be seen. But I think we've played well against them, and we've played well here too.
I don't know what Rob Thompson was thinking. I said it last night with Christopher Sanchez. I don't know what you're thinking in this type of situation, because we've heard Rob say, when my pitchers go that extra inning, it usually means that they're going to struggle a little bit in their next outings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know why he would even do that. What is the reasoning for it? You have a day off tomorrow. Your bullpen is more or less fresh for the most part. Oh, go get Shohei and he hits a home run off you. I don't think that's a real big confidence
of the year. Yeah, you heard Rob Thompson was asked about that. Matt Strom did not face Ohtani at all in this one, if that was by design, because that would be the thinking Matt Strom would come in to relieve Jesus Luzardo out there. Luzardo stays in, Ohtani, 51.
Yeah, well, he hung a slider, and there's a reason that, he makes that mistake to Freeman that we just showed. He hangs a breaking ball to Ohtani to start that seventh inning. And there's a reason that, these two guys are going to be enshrined in Cooperstown one day. These guys are prolific hitters, and they don't miss any bad pitches by the opposing pitcher.
And honestly, anytime this guy is out on the diamond, whether it's on the mound or at the dish, he's going to do something fun. Shohei Ohtani, Jesus Luzardo, you guys were mentioning maybe one batter too many because that's number 51.
I'll tell you what.
Talk about a full extension of a swing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Sometimes
no cheapies for this guy.
Sometimes he looks like a pretzel when he swings, and
right,
you're like, "Ooh, I got him off balance. I got him off balance." You may have shown
last night.
You may have shown him one too many there. That was the fourth sweeper in that at bat. A little too much, Ben.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That's a full
Keep showing him a
right
pitch,
there.
he's going to get you.
Well, he threw 42% on the night. He threw sweepers, and that's an awful lot. And he was sitting on it, he got it, and Luzardo unfortunately hung it. And Shohei just doesn't. People don't realize the size of this guy. He's a monster, and what he can do. No one really talks about how fast he is either. I mean, this guy can flat out roll. He's a Nintendo baseball player in real life, is what he is.
You'll
not real.
You'll never see a player like Ohtani ever again. It will never happen. I'm 100%. People are like, oh, he's like, no. He's nothing like you've ever seen before.
He's a monster.
He is. He's a big guy. He's got an incredible swing. You just mentioned there was the pitch last night where they looked like they were going to jam him inside. He's like all twisted up, goes out.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that pitch last night, I still don't know where that landed. I mean, you know how many times I've looked at that home run and he hit it so hard, and I was like, that had to go out of the stadium. I don't know where else. And I got to the point where I was like looking to see where the people were looking. Right. They were all still looking up, so it 430 my butt.
Maybe it went to Rodeo Drive, right?
Yeah, to stop by some of the stores.
Right through the windows.
But Luzardo, I mean, that's one of those. It's just like you can't have that. You mentioned 40+% of his pitches had been that sweeper. Ohtani's going to get the book on that.
Yeah, especially if you hang it there, and that's what I talked about. These guys don't miss these pitches. That's the reason they are tops in the league. There's a reason he's going to be a 4-time MVP. Yep. 2 in the American League with the Angels, and this year it'll be 2 times with the Dodgers. I mean, this he's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's truly a unicorn. But they didn't win the series, so that's all that really matters.
Most home runs hit over the first 2 seasons with a certain franchise. Here's your leaderboard. Babe Ruth, 113 with the Show Yanks back in the day. Jerry A-Rod did it with the Texas Rangers. And then Shohei's now up to 105 in his first 2 seasons here with the Dodgers. Incredible stuff. It just continues. Nomar. Tonight we saw number 51 for the Big Show homering for the 2nd straight night.
He does an excellent job on this breaking ball, keeping the front side in, making it an adjustment after a couple at bats against Luzardo, who has a really good slider, but he stays in on it long enough, gets the barrel on that ball. Man, he can drive it anywhere, out of any ballpark, Yellowstone, Chavez Ravine, it doesn't matter. He can drive it out, staying inside of it. Great swing by Shohei.
You talk about staying inside, but look at him using his hands. Outstanding job with the bottom hand and then a top hand to finish to be able to get back spin, to be able to drive the baseball. I mean, Shohei Ohtani is doing special things. You saw Babe Ruth on that graphic. Incredible. What was he like, by the way? Good player?
Great guy. We had a lot of fun.
いかがでしたでしょうか。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーなどを中心に野球情報をお届けしています。この動画が良かったら高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。今回も最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。